It looks good. It's red. Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly. On with the Chad. I'm Lyle. And Chad, we got a couple of great guests with us tonight, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct, sir.
We have Richard and Stephanie with Fishing for Freedom and
Fishing in Freedom.
Fishing and Freedom. I get it confused, but still, that's one of the coolest names on the internet as far as I'm concerned. I've liked it since the first time I seen it, and I'm so happy that they could join us tonight. But before we get started with them, we said we welcome some people in chat to the show.
I say let's do it.
All right.
All right, I'll kick us off, Mr. Lyle. We've got Avid Fisherman is in here first that I've seen. Or maybe some people in here for days.
Jody was first early this afternoon.
They get in here early. They get excited. I don't know when half these guys and gals ever sleep. We've got Mike Sampson, Thomas from Laughing Cat Fishing, Real Gal Fish. Wait, she's on the screen too. Hey, what's up? We've got Danny Stone Outdoors, Whisker Dreams, Mike Irvin. We've got Lance McCoo Guy, Scott Swift, Rustic Outdoors, Lynn from Catfish Fever and Outdoors. We got, I said Rustic, John Patrick Jr., Joy Stewart,
Jason Lamb, Creole Catfishing, Lance McCoo Guy, Dale Hayslip, Jay Fox Hunter, Annette Morgan. I missed one here that I was looking at, and it went past me. Team Grasshopper, Bryant Murphy. That's a new one.
That is a new one. There's Cat Life Outdoors.
That's another new one. That's awesome. There's Josh, the Weekend Angler. And he like your half brother or something?
Who's that?
Josh, the Weekend Angler.
Man, I would. No.
What?
Yeah, let's continue. We've got Mr. Zach Murray saying he heard that gingers have no soul. That would be correct, sir. We got Big Skip Fishing. Now I can't look at Josh the Weekend Angler the same. We got Crappy Day Fish on. We got Carolina Catfish. I'm scrolling. We got Chucky Morgan, Bobcat Outdoors. Say Creole?
I did say Creole. There's my lovely wife, Cindy, John Patrick Jr., Joe Buck 66, David Smith, Brad Becks, Fishing with the Squirrel, Mike Irwin. Let's see, there was one that I missed a minute ago. Scott Swift is in here.
Daryl from Trophy Seekers Outdoors.
Daryl's begging for somebody to pick him in this tournament coming up right after our show with Mark on the Catfish and Crappie podcast. I got the tournament drawings up tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun.
He ain't going back. He's going down first round.
Daryl doing it or Mark you're talking about?
Daryl.
Okay.
That's all he's ever since he found out he was going to get in it.
There's going to be some that don't get in it, but there's going to be a lot of people do. There's Annette Morgan.
Yep.
Parker Pursuits. There's Lizabella, the Angerholic, and I seen James Kirkpatrick was in here also. Those was the ones I was looking at a minute ago.
Yep. We got Sherman Tomlinson.
That might be a new one.
It might be a new one. Dale Hayslip, Parker Pursuits.
Moonlight Fishing.
Chris Davis.
LG Bass. Freddie's Outdoor Adventures. Now, isn't Freddie up in your neck of the woods?
He is. He's up here in my neck of the woods. He's going to spend the week out here and go to CatCon this weekend with us.
Somebody told me the other day that you threatened him because he was so small that you could pick him up by his ankles. If the depth finder quit and stick his head in the water, he could look around and see where the fish was at.
Hey, sometimes the co-host got to do what a co-host got to do.
There's our old buddy K&B Anglers. We're so glad to see you in here, Kevin. It's awesome that you could join us tonight. Muskrat Adventures, Cincinnati Cat, Avid Fisherman. We're running
from the
bill. Kim Burnett, my buddy, Jig Tire. Kim's doing really well with his jigs. He's just tying the hell out of them. Glad that he is, though, because he does a wonderful job. But we're going to do a Saturday night show again one of these days with Kim, and have him in there and he can help a lot of people that are starting out, and we'll try to get Eric Massey also in some of that. So stay tuned for some of that action. Chrissy Brown, Central Valley Adventures, Michael Williams. Dang, Chad, did we get them all?
I think if we didn't get them all, we're Black's and close to it. So if we did miss it, we do apologize. But there's right now I'm showing 78 people in here, and the hellos and the highs are flying.
I see Brian B and D are in here, and I want to say hello to James Dockery and Katie. I know that they're watching. They don't ever say much in chat because James is too lazy to type. But I want to say hello anyhow to the short guy.
That's definitely correct. And I did see, and I have to say hello because right now, like you said, Freddie is in town and he is trying to impede himself even further into BFF territory with the Catfish Queen, Tara Blackburn. Dear, hello, my BFF. I hope you are wonderfully doing this. Have an amazing evening. I miss you.
I seen a comment I wanted to highlight, and before I got the mouse over to it, it was gone. I can't even find it when I scroll back. Oh, there, Dockery. Look at here. There you go. James Dockery. It's all mine. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? I hope you're cooking up something good for Tom tonight. Mr. Gadget. I think we're about done, Chad.
Yeah, let's get her started. See how these awesome people are doing. I think most of us are now fairly acquainted with Richard from Fishing in Freedom
and his lovely wife Stephanie.
Lovely sidekick.
I didn't know that she was going to do this, and I asked her in chat, and she didn't answer. And I thought, well, she probably don't want to, but she was standing there visiting with Richard before we got going. So I'm glad she sat down and become this because she's doing really good in the videos that they've been doing. The last 3, she's out fishing too, so you can tell that I've been paying a little bit of attention. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing great, man. Appreciate you having us on. It's an honor. Thank you.
Well, you done such a good job on Mark's show. I waited for a little while so everybody could view his before we ask you to be on here, and that's kind of a courtesy thing from some of us have worked out, and I think it's a great way to do. But man, I've been watching your videos. You guys have been catching a lot of quality fish, and it looks like you're having a great time doing those videos.
Yes, sir. We always have a good time.
It's entertainment factor is way up there, and that's what you're looking for doing videos is keep your entertainment factor up there. You guys do a great job with that, and like I say, if you're having fun, it makes the video part of it easier because you don't have to cut so much of it in and out.
That's right. Yeah.
Now with me and my potty mouth, I have to watch that really close.
Yeah, when we first started out, we figured there was enough, how-tos and all that, anybody can get online and find out what they need to know from somebody else that probably knows a lot more about it than me. So I'm just going to get on there and have fun and try to catch fish. And
I hear you.
I think it comes across. Anytime me and her are together, we usually having a pretty good time.
There you go. I see Kevin has made it in from Palmetto Cats. Welcome to the show. And there's your brother, Chad. Mark has made it in.
I ain't claiming him either.
Okay. That's the
time. If I don't get picked here in about an hour, if I don't get picked, he's been officially disowned.
So, Richard, one moment, please. Chad, do you have your list made of, if case you do get picked, who you're going to choose?
Oh, I'm picking them all.
You can't pick but one.
Well, there was no rule about it.
There is a rule.
I have seen not one written rule that said I can't just challenge the whole daggone field one time.
You're fishing the Ohio River. You better pick somebody easy. The Ohio River's blowed out.
It's horrible.
Yeah, and it probably ain't going to be all the way down between now and then. Probably going to still be dropping.
Yeah, we'll see. We've got some more rain moving through this week and some rain and snow mixed at the end of the week, but probably won't be doing no fishing this weekend, and it starts the week after. But I just know that the good man upstairs is going to just call off the rain from here all the way to Pennsylvania, and we're going to have nice, smooth, calm lake waters out there for when I fish.
That's the
And
way it is every time I come out there and fish.
And you know what? I probably still won't catch a freaking fish. It's okay.
You know what? If you have a good time, it really doesn't matter if you're catching fish or not. Isn't that right?
Tell you what, you are 100% correct, and that's what we did this weekend. I went out Saturday with J Dog and Sunday with my buddy Bill. I skunked both days. It was an adventure.
Freddie.
No, Freddie didn't get in until last night. So,
okay.
But it was an adventure out there, and we definitely made some memories. And
there you go.
You know, when we seen the boat floating by upside down yesterday, that was a sign that, hey, our day wasn't all that bad. You know,
Bill Forsey says getting snow now. That's never good. So, Richard, tell us about the waters you guys fish over there on the other side of the great state of Missouri from me.
Well, in order from to the east of me, obviously, is the mighty Mississippi, and that's where I spend a good portion of my time chasing them big blue cats.
It's blowed out now too, right?
It is blow plumb out. Yeah, there's so much trash and debris coming down, and all my bank spots I usually get to are underwater right now.
Yeah,
you'd be sitting up on the road or on the levee trying to cast to them. Just to the west of me, I've got the St. Francis River, which is, I ain't gonna say I like it more than Mississippi, but I like it in a different way. It's one of my favorite rivers.
That Mississippi, you either love it or you don't.
It's one of the two. I love it.
I do too.
And then on the other side of that, I got Black River. It's kind of a smaller river, but
right,
good fishing too. Good flatheads in both of those rivers, flatheads and channels, and the only opportunity we get to catch blues is on the Mississippi. Yeah,
I'm a little familiar with those two smaller rivers. I've not fished them, but I do know about them, and I've been by them a number of times. And of course, drive over them in the car and stuff. And at some point, I'd like to get over there and try to fish them because I don't necessarily target flatheads. Well, I'm probably going to start a little more because I'm not doing near the tournament stuff that we used to do. But in tournaments in our area, you pretty much got to go after the big blues to be successful, and that's what we always tried to do. But let's face it, them flatheads are the king of cats, man. They just are.
Yes, sir. Hey, if you ever take notion and want to, that St. Francis is a heck of a flathead fishery. I mean, it really is. Anywhere from where it comes out of the spillway at Lake Wapapella all the way to the Arkansas lines where I fish it.
And sounds like I need to make a trip over there and spend about a week.
Yes, sir. Find them.
How deep is the water in it?
It's pretty shallow. It's after it leaves Wapapella, which is the lake, it's dammed up. And it gets down our way, it turns into a mud bottom, gumbo bottom. It's a little muddy and silted in pretty good. So I'm going to say average 6-8 foot, some spots 10, 12. And there's a few.
Oh, I can run in that. That's no problem.
Oh, yeah. There's a few holes in it, on some of them outside undercut banks. There's 12, 14, 16 foot. But.
That works for me. You in, Chad?
Do it. All you had to say, let's go fishing.
It sounds like a good time to me.
That's right.
I may need some of your expertise though when I get that new boat and go over on Mississippi. I may have that place better than I do, and I live here.
I've been around it a little bit. I would love to come over and fish with some of you guys, but we're going to have to pick a time when we can go over there and stay for 3 or 4 days because I want to fish with everybody over there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Fish with you and Danny and Parker and Rob and all them guys. If we go over there, we want to fish with everybody. But that St. Francis River and that Black River are something that I always thought would be great flathead water. I didn't know there wasn't any blues up in them, but hell, I'll fish some channel cat. I love them too.
There's plenty of them too.
Yep.
Now I've never caught a blue out of St. Francis. Now I've got a buddy though. He told me just here the other day that him and his friends they run a lot of lines and stuff, limb lines, and he says they've actually caught a couple blues out of there.
Nice.
I've seen them, and he says there's a couple in there, but there ain't no big population yet.
Okay, that's okay. As long as they can get up in there, they'll go in and out whenever they want to.
Right.
Now, Stephanie, am I correct that you prefer to fish for panfish and stuff like that?
Yeah, just because I'm pretty good at doing it.
Well, there you go. If,
Yeah, not so
that
much.
makes me want to do it.
Don't be modest. Go ahead and say only you like it because you can whoop his tail.
That's pretty much the truth.
No, if he's got a jig pole, he outfishes me even on panfish. But I don't know. I always get snagged up at the Mississippi. I caught one catfish in 2 years of fishing there, and I hate that place. I really do.
Well, that's from the bank. You wait.
Yeah.
You out there in the boat, you'll like it a lot better.
Get you out in the boat and teach you how to bump. Man, I'm telling you what, you'll love that. Because when they hit that, you're holding that rod in your hand and you're just raising it up like this and letting that bait walk behind you and just letting line out. And when they hit it, it feels like they're trying to take it away from you and you're saying, no, you can't have it. So it's just a lot of fun.
Sounds like a good time.
It is. It's a great time.
But yeah, she likes the pan fishing though because she's dang good at it. And I ain't ever got a want for bait. I can turn her loose with some worms and a little old hook, and she can fill a bucket.
That's sweet. I love to catch them things, and we have a couple of places that we go, and Cindy and I'll spend the biggest part of an afternoon, especially times when kids are in school because we don't have to fight with nobody being down there usually, and we'll catch bluegill and stuff. And of course, if we're going to go to a lake or something, we go up to Lake of the Ozarks or any of the lakes in my area, and you got to find the shad. But when you do, just throw the net, and you usually got plenty.
Right.
We don't have skipjack around here, but now if I go to the rivers, I'll be looking for them and moon eye.
I really like pan fishing, but I like catching a drum on my ultralight because that's a pretty good fight.
I'm not a drum fan, but they do fight really, really hard. And I know guys keep telling me that they catch a lot of catfish off a drum that they've cut up. And I never have either. I've tried it 100 times.
I've tried it several times. I've never caught one yet, but
I never have either. And I know guys use it all the time. But I do think I have a bunch of stuff that people have sent me over the years to try where you like inject it in there or soak it in. And if I was ever going to do that, a drum would be a perfect candidate for that.
Yeah, that'd be a good
I have
idea.
a whole gallon of skipjack oil.
Really?
I have a whole gallon of that. I've never used it. I'm not a big fan of anything that's not a natural bait to the water.
Right.
I guess that's why I'm not a chicken fan, because although today I did see a chicken swimming in a river with a bunch of ducks, I immediately thought of Dieter Melhorn. Immediately.
Everyone gives chicken such a bad name. I love using chicken though.
It's her fault. She's the one who got me started using chicken.
It's easy.
It's easy.
It's easy to get. It's easy to cut up. It kind of stays on the hook pretty good. And I've used it, but I've never had a bite.
Okay.
I've caught fish on it.
Yeah.
I know people all the time say that, they've used it and never caught anything. I don't know if it's just regions or just luck of the draw or what, but
I think it's just not my turn. Well, I went for years thinking that you couldn't catch a flathead with cut bait.
yeah.
And I kept seeing these guys talk this stuff up and telling these stories. I catch all these flathead on this cut bait, and I kept trying and trying and trying. And one day we was on the Illinois River in a tournament over there by Peoria.
Mm-hmm.
I caught 7 in one night on cut bait. They wasn't very big, but I caught them. I ain't caught one since, but I caught 7 flatheads that night on cut bait. So I know that it works.
Yeah.
And the chicken, I'm sure, is the same way.
It's
had work for me.
It's a confidence thing. I used it one time just on the right day, and they wouldn't hit anything else. I had out skipjack, bluegill, you name it, and all they would hit was the chicken. And so I got confidence in it, so I always take some with me. But I'm kind of the same way with moon eye. It's a little harder for me to get around here. I ain't had a lot of luck catching them, but when I do have them, I catch fish on them. You know what I mean? So
moon eye is at the top of the food chain. If I had to, that's my number one bait if I can get it, which would make skipjack on the river systems number 2. On the lakes that I'm around, we don't have skipjack, so shad is number 1 in the lakes. But yeah, moon eye, I'll take it any day over skipjack if I can get it. But you can't always get it.
Yep.
if I had access to it all the time, that's all I'd use.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Me too.
Well, since we're on the subject of chicken, and I just seen Parker Pursuit's name in here.
Mr.
I-
Chicken himself.
Oh, hold on 1 second. I have noticed lately for the friendship forming. Let me get it back. There we go. I see a friendship forming between you two, and I didn't know if it was because of your last name that drew him to you,
You know, you might
or
have something there.
yeah, I mean, come on, you know how this man is. He's got a love for the chicken. So I can just imagine when he heard Richard.
I thought maybe Parker was the Colonel Sanders of Southeast Missouri.
Oh, Parker's a great guy, man.
He is. He's a super nice guy. We give him a lot of crap, but looking forward to seeing him in a couple of months. And he says the chicken works. He catches stuff on all the time. He tried it last year when we was up north, and I'm not sure how he done, but he probably caught some fish on it.
Oh, I honestly, and I'm going to say this publicly right here, Parker Pursuits is probably one of the best overall fishermen that I have met.
All
When you
around.
talk about all species that he fishes for, the man is amazing, and he probably outfished most of us of how many fish he caught up there.
Yeah, he's the only person I know of that's more successful on a multi-species fishing trip would be James.
Yeah,
Dockery. James Dockery catches more fish than anybody I know. And
he's
I
just
know
so
a lot of
short. I
people-
forget he's there.
Well, you look over top of him. You look out and you're saying, James,
He's very
he's down.
easily overlooked.
Yeah, very, very much so.
El Gato, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, Jello?
Heck yeah, we got a lot of them coming in. James Dockery will send you an emoji, Chad.
Probably already has.
I'm pretty sure he probably has. I haven't been looking because I get put away. Let's see what D says. I only caught one 30-pound flathead, and it was on cut bait while dragging baits during the day.
In the heat of the day.
Richard, you guys can talk about this a little bit. When she brought that up during the day, I've caught as many flatheads during the day as I ever did at night. I can't say that the biggest flathead I ever caught was during the day because it was not. But the fact of people saying that they are 100% nocturnal is just not true.
Not true. No,
Yeah.
I grew up my whole life as a kid before I knew any better. All I did was listen to the older guys, and they said, well, you can't catch them on cut bait. They won't eat. It's got to be live. And you can only catch them at night. And during the hot summertime, that's the only time you catch a flathead. And till I learned better. And I caught the biggest one I ever caught it. It was
like 5:30 in the afternoon.
It was like 5:30 in the afternoon. In the middle of summer, when it got dark at almost 9 o'clock.
Yep.
I caught them at noon. I've caught them at 10 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. They don't matter. I mean, they don't mind. They just eat. If they get you put it in front of their face, they're going to eat it.
That's right.
And I think that's the biggest problem is just knowing where to put it. And you put it in front of them, they're going to eat it.
I agree. And I know my good buddy Luke Hinges, he uses bullheads for flathead bait. And if I can get them, that's great bait. I don't have the places to get them like he does. And I need to work harder on finding places to get them because they're really good bait. But I believe that a flathead would kill one of them just to kill it because they hate them so bad. But they'll eat them too.
I think if he goes as far as killing it, he'll eat it too. But I think he's killing it just out of spite.
I think so. I think they do channel cat that way too.
Yep. I think they just don't like the competition. I think they're real territorial, and they just don't want nothing in their spot.
I agree. Buck Williams says, "What's Richard's favorite fishing snack?"
Little Debbie's of all makes and models. It don't matter.
He's got a sweet tooth and he can't deny it.
No, I ain't gonna try to deny it.
Oh, here's a great comment from avid fisherman. Parker Pursuits is only 105 away from 1,000. So please, let's get that great channel. Hit his gold if you don't mind. That's a great gesture, Evan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Parker deserves it, man. We can
He
get him.
does. Two 280-pound fish in one afternoon. He deserves a lot more than 1,000 subscribers. I'll tell you
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely.
Frank says 90% of my flatheads come off a cut bait in the mornings or evenings, 2 hours before and after sunrise and sunset. It's great information, Frank.
Yep. Yeah, I have noticed that you can catch them all day long, but in the evenings and in the early morning, right before daybreak and after, I do catch more then. But you catch them all day long. But yeah,
Yeah.
they seem like a little more active, just about like everything, late in the evening, early in the morning.
Yep, I agree. I agree. We had that day that we was on the Illinois River. That's when we caught them. Was right around dark, right before and right after. So it worked out really good. But like I say, we had a great night that night. We didn't do any good in the tournament, but man, we caught a ton of fish on that Illinois River.
That makes it a good time anyway.
Oh yeah. We was around a whole bunch of people. And we was yelling back and forth, and you know how that is.
Oh yeah,
Just makes for a good time.
sure enough.
So, what have you got planned in the video category of getting things up and running?
It got a whole lot more stuff in store this year. I got a lot of big plans. A couple of them's already in the works. I want to do a lot more collaborations and meetups and take some trips. Y'all already know we got one here in a couple months. I'm really looking forward to that one. And I got one with as of right now, it's me and Danny Stone. We're gonna meet up with Parker, and I believe Cody 3+1's coming, and we've asked a few more. We're gonna plan a big trip over to Kentucky Dam. We're gonna go over there and spend at least a day, and I'll probably stay a couple of days. We're gonna go over there and just load up on skipjack, go live, everybody just hang out and just have a good time. And I want to do a lot more of that. Danny's got something in the works. I won't tell it's his deal. He's kind of putting on, but he's got a couple folks from Kentucky coming up. I believe a couple from Texas and from all over. We're gonna do a big meetup over here on the Mississippi and fish with a lot of them guys. And he'll tell you and announce when he gets all the details and stuff. But,
Well, that'll be a ton of fun.
oh yeah, it's gonna be a blast. And one of the biggest things I'm excited about for this year is I was talking to y'all beforehand about it. And finally, I knew sometime this year my goal was to get a boat and get a better boat. One is running, mine ain't running, but
That doesn't make it better.
yeah, thankfully, good Lord blessed me and made it possible to do a lot sooner as of as soon as maybe tomorrow or the next day. I'm hoping I can get it before CatCon. If not, it'll be right after CatCon. I'm going to go probably pick up a boat, and that's just going to open up a whole new world for for fishing areas and for video opportunities. Going to be doing a lot more fishing from the boat, dragging for the first time. I've never drug baits, and I watch all you guys do it. Chad, you do it a lot. I'm excited to try that, and it's going to be a good year for us, I believe.
Real-time catfishing. Welcome, Mr. Parker. I have to say that the lakes that we fish over here, dragging baits is my number one choice of catching. Now, I have actually drug baits up the Mississippi River, but it has to be the right situation. Like inside of an island or outside of an island where there's no current, behind wing dikes. There's a lot of places that you can do that.
I was getting ready to ask, how do you do that? Are you using concrete bricks for dragging weights? And
No, big planer boards. And I got some big ones. But yeah, I like dragging baits, and I love planer boards. They're a great way to catch fish, and especially, like I say, if you're in slack water. Memphis, Tennessee has a great grain elevator place down there to fish. And if you go down there, there's a bunch of slack water around that elevator. And we sat up there one day and drug baits with planer boards and was catching an average of 8 an hour right off of the current seam on the Mississippi River. And a storm come in, and I was talking to Doc on the phone. He said, "Man, you got a big storm coming in." He says, "But I think it's going to go north of you." And the whole sky turned purple. So he says, "We got to go. We got to go." And we got the boat loaded and started. I was hooking everything up, and it come a downpour, and it rained so hard the water was taking my clothes off of me. And honest to God, my shorts, I was having to hold them up. It's summertime, and I got the truck with nothing on basically but a smile, and I drove an hour and a half to a truck stop where the rain had stopped and got out and put clothes on. It was that bad. The rain was that bad. And Cindy says, "What are you going to do if you get pulled over?" I said, "There ain't a cop in the world going to pull me over in this storm. That ain't going to happen."
Right.
But that was a crazy day. I mean, it started raining on us before we got back. We had that monster cat that had a 300 E-Tech, and I had her ears pinned back, but I got it on the trailer, and just as I got it on the trailer, the sky just opened up, and it was. I never seen rain so hard.
And so glad though that was before the YouTube.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, because I promise you, if Cindy would have had video and stuff or knew how to do it in those days, it would have been all over the internet. She don't pull no punches. So, by the way, for the next tonight, she has told me that she's going to come in here and sit with me during the drawing for the tournament. So we'll see if she does. She's not feeling the best in the world, but be a lot of fun if she'd come in here and sit with me to see if she gets drawed out or somebody chooses her in the tournament. So looking forward to that. That comes up right after our show on the Catfish and Crappie podcast with Mark. Don't forget to tune in for that. All right, Chad, what do you got?
Will the Cluck crew make it to CatCon?
Absolutely, we're going to be there. We're heading out Thursday night. We're going to get there, and we'll be ready to go Friday morning. We're going to stay all day Friday and Saturday, and leave Saturday. And
awesome.
Yes,
Real
sir.
good.
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a good time too.
Really
it is. It's a great
in the city, and got to meet some good folks. But everybody says this one's going to be the big one, and you get to meet a lot of people. And I'll be shopping for a lot more gear. So
honestly, I'm not even. I don't even think I'll be buying a whole lot. I'm actually just going down there to see everybody, meet people I haven't met.
There you go.
Hey, look at that guy. That's fishing stuff.
My buddy.
I know that guy.
He says, "I bet the pressure dropped right before that storm got there. Might be why the bite was so good. I don't know, but they was on fire that morning. That was one of the greatest times. We was down there on our anniversary, and we'd fished the day before with Jeff Dodd all day in the boat. And I got video of that, but the wind was so bad, and you couldn't hear what we was saying, and you couldn't edit it and make it look right. I still got the video; it's just no good. But we had a wonderful time that day. Believe it or not, Cindy caught the fish that day. Jeff and I didn't catch nothing. But sometimes
it happens. It happens.
It does. I remember you had to delete a few videos. One was on the phone. Yeah, I remember that one too. It wasn't just me though, Mr. Gadget. Cindy was involved with that too. A few choice words was being said while we was live, and everybody was trying to get us to stop, and we just kept going. We didn't understand what we was doing.
Well, I see Mr. Keith Smart made it in. I just wanted to point him out and wish
in here.
Yep, tell him hello and wish him all the best.
Lee says, "Did I hear Lyle call Chad a bullhead a few minutes ago?" I thought he was your buddy.
Did you really?
No.
Mark's called me one. Mark actually nicknamed one of his bullheads Chad, and one of them Dottery.
You tried to nickname Josh and Christina's baby Chad.
No, I tried to just straight up name their kid.
Yeah, but it didn't pan out.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, they may be telling you all one thing, but Chadwick James is the name on the birth certificate. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I bet it ain't. We'll ask Christina the next time we see her.
We don't have to. No, just don't bug that woman. She's got enough on her plate.
I agree. 2 kids and Josh. Clearview Outdoors. We are not going to CatCon this year.
I was going to camp with my wife once each. Well, Sherman, sometimes what the wife says goes, or most of the time.
Yeah, James, I remember that too. We was at Wheeler Lake in Alabama that year. James was calling me on the phone, and I was cussing him because I couldn't get the phone shut off. And he was coming across our radio on the truck, and I was in a bunch of traffic. It was just a mess. I wish we'd have kept it, but as soon as we got everything shut down, Cindy deleted it instantly, so nobody. But it was too late. We done been had. They don't tell them how many people actually got to see that. Josh says, I seen the birth certificate. I had to sign it. Chadwick James wasn't on there, but I can't say Megatron wasn't.
That's great.
Oh, man.
All I can say is if Chadwick James was not on that birth certificate, you missed a golden opportunity for a great name.
Well, something's going on because Cindy's in there laughing wildly. But that's okay. That's okay. So, Stephanie, are you going to start helping him do more and more of the video stuff and be more involved with the channel?
No.
No?
No.
This is his thing. I'll just record.
We're working on it. I keep trying to talk her into it.
It's a lot easier for one person to do that if their partner is involved with it, whether it be in filming or fishing or any part of it. It just makes it so much easier if everybody's on board with the same thing. And you get this other boat, that may change your mind a little bit where you enjoy it more because I understand about boats that you're not comfortable in, but it sounds like the boat that you guys are going to get is going to be a lot more comfortable, something you'll feel more confident in.
Especially Richard, didn't you tell me that boat that you're looking at is an anti-snake boat?
It is, yeah. It has anti-snake capabilities.
See, Stephanie? I mean, right there, it's like a sign from heaven that you should go fishing more with this man.
I think so,
Well,
yeah.
I go with him all the time.
She's
I
always
record
there.
him.
She does most of the filming that I don't do with the GoPro. That's her. She does
Yeah, but-
every bit of the editing.
I'm fishing behind the scenes. I just record his fishing.
She just won't let me put her on camera.
Well,
But
I've
in this case,
enjoyed the last 2 or 3 with her on them.
Me too.
Oh.
Me too. See, I
Really
told
have.
and now with an anti-snake built boat, you'll feel more safe and confident to do some of the fishing instead of just the recording.
Yeah,
Now, who does the editing?
me.
Okay.
all her.
So when I'm struggling, I can call you up and say, hey, I got a problem.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Because I don't like editing. I know, like Keith with fishing and stuff, he loves editing. Peter loves it. I'm not too wild about it, but
Well, she's pretty dang tech savvy and pretty creative. She's real good with all that, and
that makes it a lot easier. What kind of cameras do you have besides your GoPro to film on?
cell phones.
Cell phone. Well, they're not a camera like the big cameras,
Right.
but the quality of cell phone cameras has come up in the last
Oh yeah.
5 years or so to where they are really high quality cameras. And if you have editing skills, you can make up the difference.
For sure. Yeah, she's got a real good phone, some kind of Galaxy
Samsung.
S something or other.
I
Anyway,
got a something or other.
that thing takes great videos. It really does. It takes better pictures and stuff than my GoPro does usually.
I'll tell you, my daughter had a tablet that she never used, and I wanted one because I can't read the stuff on a phone a lot of times.
Mm.
So I thought then she wasn't using it to let me try it to see if I liked it. So that way when we're out going live, I can read the stuff. Mr. Melhorn, welcome, Chicken Man. And I got this thing, and I really like it. And the camera on that is really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Better than on my S7 11. This last phone I got is a Samsung S11.
Okay.
The other one is a 7, and I still have it to film on if I want to use it. And both cameras on those phones are good, but I have a Canon and 3 GoPros, so it's just. But I got this one here, Let me see if I can find it. Cindy, I bought this for Cindy for birthday Christmas or something years ago. That thing takes amazing video. It's unbelievable the video that thing takes.
No kidding.
And it's waterproof. So,
Yeah.
we've got cameras. I don't have Dieter Melhorn cameras or Dieter Melhorn money, but hey, Epic has made it in, and Van with G3 Customs and Chris Davis.
Okay, maybe he is my half brother.
Who? Which one?
Josh,
Oh,
the one
Josh?
the comment that I have highlighted.
That's not funny, Josh. I guess
It is a little.
Yeah, it is a little.
But hey, out of everything, I am so glad that tonight that I finally figured out that I've learned something tonight, that the S on the Galaxy S, whatever series you have, I figured out what the S means thanks to you folks. That's something or other.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
You learn
Appreciate
something
it.
every day.
That's right.
Yeah, I'd like to get another GoPro as well. I think that'd be fun to just set one up and just let it record. Because I got that one I'm always wearing with me, but I'm always trying to save the battery. And I miss most of the really cool takedowns because I'm reaching up trying to – and it costs me a lot of fish too. I'm monkeying around with that thing and lose –
I wanted to ask you about that shoulder mount and how you like it.
I like it a lot. I was wearing the chest mount forever, but, you picking up fish, you get fish slime all over it. And when you're reeling in fish, all you see is your hand and your line. And that thing it kind of looks wherever you're looking. And I really like it a lot better. It's a lot better angle, and it's not in the way near as much and don't get dirty as much. I like it a lot.
I have the chest mount. I thought about getting a hat mount, but I think they're too heavy to be up there. I think that'd irritate me too much being up there. So I was wondering about your shoulder mount. I seen that you used that and was wondering and how that worked out. Has Life has joined us in. Baby Whiskers. That's a new one to me.
There's a new one.
Chad.
I would like to say, too, real quick, before we keep going, we've got about 20 minutes left, and we've got 122 awesome people watching. I would love for you guys to hit that thumbs up. Would definitely greatly appreciate that. Help Mr. Lyle out. Show Richard and Stephanie the love that you enjoyed watching them here tonight. So
the thumbs up and the subscribers and comments. If you have comments, leave them in below after the video's on or during it, because that is how we judge whether we're doing the things that you guys like or not, is by the number of thumbs up and subscribers and comments that's left after the video is posted on YouTube. And all that is very important to Chad and I. We appreciate you watching, of course, but everything we get like that puts us a little closer to the top of the page in the analytics that YouTube puts up. So it's all a great help to us. Hey, there's Chrissy Brown. So glad she's in here. Scott Swift. Where did you find the shoulder mount?
I bought it off Amazon for a Christmas present this past Christmas for him.
Okay.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like $30 with shipping and everything. It wasn't really that bad.
That sounds like it'd be very reasonable.
Very reasonable. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, honey? I mean, I know Valentine's Day is over and you forgot about it after I took you to Wheeler and Wilson, but
you're still paying for that 12-inch screen, Chad.
Brother, that 12-inch screen just signed me up for about 30 more years of marriage. I
got you. Danny
Stone. That's a really nice unit. What kind of electronics do you have on your boat that you have now, Richard?
Man, I just got a little cheap Garmin. It's like a Striker 4 or something like that. It actually does pretty good. It's obviously no side scan or anything fancy, but it works pretty good. You can set waypoints, do some mapping and stuff. So
cool.
It works pretty good. The one I'm getting's got a little hummingbird on it, and so that'd be kind of fun to play around with. And I'll probably put the Garmin up front and keep that one in the back.
Very nice. I'm going to start early on this, and Chad can keep going because I've already got it up. But we're going to give away some tidal weights and sinkers decals.
I just want to say hi to J-Dog since Lyle missed him, and I haven't had a chance to interject.
Oh, how did I do that? Did I get that shared out?
Yeah, J-Dog.
Or
Right
did I
now,
miss-
you're watching the YouTube
I
channel.
must have, okay, let me change that. Share. Let me do it again. I got the
Mr.
wrong
Mike
one.
Chavez made it in.
Mike Chavez. Super guy. Makes me hungry a lot.
Take care of Mr. Epic. See you later, brother.
Let's try that. So if you guys want to win some decals, jump in there and we'll head it out in just a little bit. And then we got some pre-tied stuff from D&L Sinkers.
There we go.
So that's always cool. And Richard, you and Stephanie can enter if you want to.
Okay, great.
I would never cut anybody out.
That's right.
Except Chad.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Chad and I are not allowed. My kids, my wife, my brother. And speaking of my brother, not to interrupt what we're doing here tonight with our great guest, but I got a brother that had 3 stents put in today, and he's really not getting along too well. His oxygen level is really, really low. They thought this would help it, but it hasn't so far. So if anybody would care, I'd appreciate any thoughts or prayers. He's 9 years older than I am, and he was like my dad the whole time I was growing up, and I kind of worry about him all the time. So I'll take any assistance from the big guy that I can get.
Yeah, you got it. You got it, Lyle. No problem, man.
Thank you.
And also, while we're on that kind of subject, keep Mr. Our buddy Tim Molina in everybody's thoughts too. I know he's been going through some stuff as well.
Yep. Yes, sir. Shameless Fishing, another new
I
person.
seen another one there, Lyle, just a second ago, and I lost it now.
I haven't been catching them.
Hand slam crappie jigs.
There you go. One of my favorite things, crappie jigs. I love them, man.
I like ham too.
I do too. I had a big old ham steak for dinner tonight.
Boy, I love ham steaks.
Yeah, me too. I just like food though.
I hear you.
There's SK's crappie catching adventures made it in, buddy.
See, Lyle, we raise hogs too, so I've always got access to Mark's bacon and your ham steaks, man.
Sweet.
Richard, you just left somebody out.
What's the preference?
Wait.
You a pork chop guy?
You know,
You had me a pig.
Chad.
I don't know if you have a good butcher over there in your area that does your hogs up or not, but Cindy and I, every once in a while, we decide we're going to, right now our freezers are all too full, but every once in a while we decide we're going to get a hog and we'll find somebody that's got one, and I would soon buy it from somebody that I know than just go out and get one. But and Mr. Chavez's wife, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matt. To get one, and because let's face it, when they get done butchering them and they freeze them babies up, you can drive a long way without them unthawing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, we got a place in Poplar Bluff called the Deep Freeze. They do a just phenomenal job. I won't take them anywhere else.
That's cool. I'll get a hold of you one of these days. And
Yeah,
man, that one just disappeared. Swamp doggy catfishing. That's a new one to me.
that's Jeremy Tournament Cat's brother.
Oh, okay. Glad to have you in here.
Okay, cool.
I see that SK has arrived. We're glad he's made the show.
And that ain't no joke. He catches some swamp donkeys too. He catches some big fish.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Lyle, we're going to do this one more time, and we're going to wait to draw this for a minute.
Okay.
But I see we are at 94 thumbs up, 122 people watching. Let's get Mr. Lyle over 100, and I will throw in whoever wins this one draw for the tidal waves. I'll throw in a Fields to Water decal for him as well.
Ooh, what a deal!
I mean, these are brand new, hot off the press.
Yeah, there's some good looking stickers, man.
They are. They look awesome.
They turned out really well.
Yeah,
They
I seen them
did.
shirts. I seen them shirts you had, Chad. Are you did you just have some made for you guys? Or are you actually selling them yet? Or
Yeah, but right now I put them on Teespring.
okay,
We're selling them through that. Maybe later on I'll look at other avenues of getting some shirts made, but right now that's what we're going through.
Danny Stone says, as many times as I've fished side by side with Fishing and Freedom, you'd think I'd have a Freedom sticker, but nope.
I tell you what, Danny,
Oh,
I have one sticker left, and it's got your name on it, buddy.
That was kind of cruel, but
hey,
I
Dan, I got to tell you, they are really, really nice, and I do have Fishing and Freedom stickers personally.
I got some too.
Just so Danny knew that.
Mine are on my boat.
Oh, here,
however.
look at that. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Oh, Danny, look at that, man. Oh,
oh wow.
this is like my precious, Danny.
You're gonna get me disowned.
Hey, we're at 103, Chad. We're at
There we go.
103.
That's where. Then we've got 59 there in the drawing. We'll give it whenever you want to give it to here, Mr. Lyle. Go ahead and give her a spitteroonie.
I'd just as soon go ahead and do it.
That sounds good to me.
I'll take care of you, Avid. I'll get some made. I'll send you one.
Here we go. Avid, I've got some Avids laying right here on my desk. They're very nice also. Has life.
Oh, I can't send him one.
I can.
I'm just kidding. Actually, Mr. Haslife, you're gonna be down at CatCon. I will hand deliver this to you, sir.
Has, just send me your information afterwards, and I'll get these right out in the mail to you. You're going to love the tidal weight sinker decals. They're awesome. And thanks so much for being a part of our show tonight. We appreciate it very much for you Potato River boys being in here.
That's right.
Write your name on these so I don't mess up and forget about it. And we're going to do the D&L sinker ones next. I think we'll just use the same. We're just going to leave stickers up there. That way we don't run over, because I don't want to be into too much on Mark's thing
No,
tonight,
that's going to be an epic show right after this.
it's going to be a great show. And here's what you're going for: D&L sinkers. And this is a kit that has a hook, swivel, dragon weight, and a float all in one. This is an 8/0 wide gap circle hook with a 2.5-inch peg float, a barrel swivel with a sinker clip, 2-ounce snake weight from our buddy Dennis at D&L Sinkers, and that's what you're going to win.
Nice. You did put in for that one, didn't you?
Yeah, and it's a way. Yeah, if you have it put in it, make sure you go ahead and put that hashtag stickers, Mr. Kevin. The link to that is in on any of my bait shop videos. It's the same one as I used to have for Fishing with the Champ.
Well, I am so glad that I got one question that I've been waiting to ask you before, and while we're waiting on everybody to get in here, let me get that out of there. How did you, and you may have answered this question when you was on Mark's show, and I may have just forgot it or missed it, but how did you come up with the name Fishing and Freedom?
Well, I always just tell everybody that's just two of my favorite things. And when I first started out, I wanted to call it like F5, like a tornado. I thought that'd be pretty cool. And I had like faith, family, fishing, fun, and there's actually somebody on YouTube that had the name already. So I was thinking, well, the fishing and freedom part sounded really good. And that's two things that I'm pretty passionate about. Is I absolutely love fishing, like probably a little more than I should, man. It's almost borderline obsession.
Well,
that and the freedom that we all enjoy here to do the things we do.
that's
And
exactly
two
right.
things that I'm really passionate about, two things I love, and I thought, hey, that kind of sums me up in one title.
Are you former military?
No, sir, I've never served.
Me either, but I talked about it when I was younger, and it probably was for the best. I didn't take orders very well as a child, so
As a child,
well, even now. But one of my favorite things in the whole wide world is the tournament they have at Quincy, Illinois every year. We've missed 2 since they started, and that is all about our freedoms and why we have them and different things. So that'll be coming up pretty soon, and we'll be talking about it a lot. I hope we can talk a bunch of people into going because we've supported them since the beginning, and they have some great folks running that. And without the freedoms that we have, we wouldn't have these freedoms if it wasn't for our military. And
Absolutely.
people need to remember that and support them. I remember after the Vietnam War, the people that come back from fighting day in and day out did not get any support from people, and I was so ashamed of the American public as a young man seeing that happen. I don't ever want to see that again. They need to support these guys because they're the reason we have what we have.
100%. I agree, sir.
Yeah.
That's why I try to end almost all my videos. You'll hear me say, if you're going to get out here and fish and stuff, take a minute and thank God for the creation and the vets for the freedom to do it. And,
That's exactly right. We'll do that at the end of the show.
all right.
Which we're gaining. We're only 5 minutes away from Mark drawing out the names of the people in this tournament. Richard, Chad's going to have a case of red ass if I pull him out and spank him right good.
Hey,
I'll have it if he beats me.
it might be an awkward Monday night that weekend after a week after.
No, we'll still have fun. What do you say we go ahead and draw for this
Let's do it.
stickers? All right.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Whoop, I got to get the share screen up. I may have went too quick. Well, I did, but there's the winner. I got there in time for that.
Gato Azul.
Right.
So just send me your information, and I will get these out in the mail to you tomorrow, Chris. Appreciate you you being in chat tonight. Hope you and your son are catching the crap out of fish. I'm writing your name down on here so I don't forget it and setting it off here for the side. Chad, do you have any closing statements for the evening?
No, I will see lots of people here this weekend at CatCon. Please go over and check Mark out right after this. We are doing the 1v1 March Madness draw where some people are going to have their hearts broken and not get chosen, and the others will proceed on. And if I don't get chosen, then Mark's dead to me. Besides that.
And you might see Chad and I in there also trying to help Mark a little bit. We may not, but you never know. But I would like to, at the end of this show, if you don't have any closing stuff, I would like to thank you, Stephanie, for joining the show. We was really happy that you jumped in here with us. It brightened the show up for all of us. And we know a little bit now about the fact that you do go fishing with him all the time. Whether you're on the video or not, you're doing behind the scenes stuff. And I know a guy that's made a pretty good living off of YouTube videos, that his wife is probably one of the greatest camera people ever, and that's Steve Douglas's wife, Lisa.
Yep.
I know Lisa really well, and I don't know of anybody that's better with a camera than Lisa Douglas. So if you fish, that's great. If you want to do the other stuff, that's great. But you're part of what Richard does, and we all respect what you do. And thank you so much for helping out tonight.
Well, thank you. Thank you,
Richard.
Yes,
It
sir.
was a pleasure having you on here tonight.
It was an honor to be here. It really was.
Every time that I see Fishing and Freedom name, it just tears me up. I love that name. I have since the first time I seen it, and it was a pleasure having you guys on here. We need to get you back on here. Maybe this summer when you start catching a bunch of fish and that river goes down to the normal level, we'll do it again.
That sounds great. Anytime. I'd be glad to.
All right. Thank you so much. Chad, what else tonight?
None. Let's see. Make sure if you have not on your way out, please give us that thumbs up. It has been a great show tonight. Like Lyle was just saying, Stephanie, without you, the show wouldn't have been what it was. Just like Richard, what you're doing behind the scenes for Richard is, is making him going to be future stardom in the YouTube community. So, besides that, I'm going to call out. I don't know. We'll have to see here in a few minutes. See you later.
Right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Don't forget to check out the bait shop on Thursday night, followed by Panfish Nation, and then we'll be right back here next Monday night.